Hi, everyone, and welcome to the College Admissions Collaborative, highlighting engineering and technology college fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event and have a really fantastic group of schools here with us today. My name is Karis, and I will be your facilitator, and so I have just a few housekeeping items before we get started. The first one is that you will notice that your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. What you can do, however, if you have any questions, is just use that Q&A button that's right at the bottom of your screen to type any questions you have for our presenter at any time. This is just one of the many sessions happening, so be sure you check out the schedule on the website so you don't miss out on any other schools. And then my last housekeeping item is that this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/cache. So I will now turn it over to our first school, which is Union College.
Thanks, Karis. Hi, my name's Susan Hanks, and I am one of the Deans of Admissions at Union College. I'm just trying to share my screen so you can see some pictures of our pretty campus. Union College is a liberal arts college that also offers extensive STEM opportunities. We're founded in 1795, so we are actually in our third century. So as you can imagine, have many strong traditions at Union. We are located in Schenectady, New York, which is a small city of about 67,000 people in the capital district of New York. So we're about 25 minutes from the state capital of Albany. Schenectady is located about 3 hours north of New York City, about 3 hours west of Boston, Massachusetts, 3 hours south of Montreal, Canada. We are in a river valley between the Adirondack, Berkshire, and Catskill Mountains. So someone once described us as in the middle of everything because you can get to cities, you can get to nature, but you also have a lot of things going on just in the local area. So there are a couple key elements to Union that I want to highlight today. And the first one certainly is the integration of our academic programs. We are a liberal arts college with the ABET accredited engineering programs. So we are one of probably 15 or so colleges in the country that have this mixture. We have about 50% of our students who will be majoring in a STEM field, a math, science, or engineering. And about 50% of our students will be majoring in something in the humanities, the social sciences, or the performing or visual arts. What I really want to highlight, though, is that about 80% of our students are going to be pursuing more than one academic discipline. So if you're the type of student who has an interest, let's say, in electrical engineering, but you have also always been involved with a theater program, or if you're a student who is interested in neuroscience, but would also like to take sociology classes, Union is a perfect fit for you. Many of our students will be double majoring. Many of our students will be majoring with minors in other areas. We have a number of interdisciplinary programs, things like biomedical engineering, neuroscience, environmental science, policy and engineering, as well as some area studies like Latin American studies or Asian studies or Eastern European studies. So overall, we have more than 50 undergraduate majors and minors, and students are extremely creative in the way they are going to combine those things. Our 4 ABET accredited engineering programs are mechanical, electrical, computer, and biomedical. And I also want to mention that we have an accelerated medical program with the Albany Medical College, where students are in the program for 8 years. While you're at Union, you will be earning a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and then going on to medical school for the 4 years. Because we are a small school, as you can imagine, you make great connections with other students in the school, but certainly also with your professors. And that's one of the things that I think is most special about Union, is that every student you talk to will have stories to tell you about the professor who made a difference for them. It might be their professor who is their academic advisor. It may be a professor that they were doing research with. It may be a professor that they just took a class with and their personalities really hit it off and they just always like to go back and talk with that particular professor. Those relationships start early on because we have small classes. Our average introductory class is about 21 students and our average upper level class just 14 students. The student to faculty ratio at Union is just 9-to-1. So very small classes from the start. We are only an undergraduate college, so you will not have any graduate assistants or teaching assistants presenting material to you or teaching any of your classes. So in every academic environment, whether it be a lecture, a recitation, a seminar, a lab, you will always be being taught by the professors. And so those relationships, as I said, can be started early, but you'll also see these professors in a number of different settings. Because of this, there is great faculty mentorship for the students. As I said, a lot of our, or all of our professors are doing research, and so students will get involved with the research that the professors are doing. Two things that I want to highlight that are recent additions to Union in the academic realm. Right before the pandemic hit, we had just dedicated our new $100 million integrated science and engineering complex. You'll see the picture on your the left of your screen is a picture from that integrated, or what we call the ISEC building. At the same time, we were able to announce a $51 million gift from a couple alumni of Union. Rich Templeton is the CEO of Texas Instruments, and his wife Mary also went to Union and was a computer science major. And they donated money to start the Templeton Institute for Engineering and Computer Science. And this institute is being creative and developed, and new plans are being worked out by a faculty panel right now. So there will be some new things coming down the road in our engineering and computer science programs. But one of the underlying things that that institute will be doing is creating a number of interdisciplinary projects, learning environments for students from all undergraduate majors. So we really want that integration between our engineering and our STEM students very strong with the students in things like economics and psychology and areas like that. So these integration and the connection certainly very strong at Union. One of the things that's special are the immersive experiences that our students are able to take advantage of while they're at Union. We have about 75% of our students who do conduct undergraduate research. As I mentioned, our professors are all doing research, and so it gives the students great opportunity to have those hands-on experience working in the lab of a professor, maybe even starting at the end of the first year. Union sponsors about 140 to 150 students each summer to do research. So this is a paid research project. So it kind of counts as your summer earnings. And then by senior year, the majority of our seniors will be doing some sort of a senior research thesis or project. So in the sciences, most of the time that is working in the lab of a professor, maybe a lab that you've worked in for the last couple of years. In the engineering program, you will have to do some sort of a senior research project. And that obviously, all of these opportunities will allow you to find that area of particular interest and study it in depth. We also really encourage students to take advantage of internships. High school should be preparing you for college. College should be preparing you for life after college. And by having this exposure to different companies, corporations, careers, jobs, this will help you to kind of narrow down what it is exactly that you want to do after graduation. Some of the places our students have interned, General Dynamics, NASA, IBM, GE, Texas Instruments, Stanley Black & Decker, very large major corporations, our students are earning those internships at. I will mention at this point, that's also important to note that 97% of our students within 6 months of graduation know what they're going to do. So those internship opportunities that you're taking advantage of certainly pay off when you're going then to apply for a permanent job. The Becker Career Center at Union is a wonderfully welcoming office. They start working with students as early as the first year. They will help you to write resumes. They will help you to put together good cover letters. They'll do mock interviews with you. They have a tremendous Union alumni network where you can connect with Union alumni from the same degree that you're earning or in careers that you want to go into. And these people are really willing and very much want to help you with your job search. They network with you. They will exchange, business cards with you, just to give you an idea and better understanding of what you can be looking at down the road as far as careers. About 70% of our students go directly into jobs. Another 20 to 23% will typically go directly into graduate programs, and this includes master's and doctoral programs, as well as the health professions and things like that. And then the remaining percentage are doing some pretty fantastic things, sometimes doing post-bac research programs, maybe doing the Peace Corps, maybe earning a Fulbright scholarship or Watson fellowship. So have great plans for the coming year or the coming couple years. Another thing that I want to emphasize is that about 60% of our students will study abroad at some point. And this is important to note that it is 60% of all students. So our engineering students, our students who are majoring in STEM fields are traveling abroad as much as students who might be majoring in the language or something like that. So these opportunities are open to everyone. We are on a 3-term calendar. So we have 3 10-week terms, fall, winter, and spring. So we are in about the 3rd week of our fall term. Most students, while they're in their time at Union, are taking 3 classes per term. So think about that. Think about how much you can focus in on those 3 subject areas, have time outside of class to take advantage of these research opportunities or maybe an internship in the local area. Engineering students 1 term a year will need to take 4 classes. But our 3-term calendar also allows all these students to be studying abroad. So even if you are in an academic program like a science or an engineering, where you really need to have kind of a sequential order of your classes, most of the classes are going to be taught more than 1 time of year. And so if you were away in the fall, you could take your sequence in the winter and the spring. Or if you're going to be away in the spring, you can take your sequence in the fall and the winter. So it just gives a lot of flexibility within the academic program. Union is an inclusive campus. We really feel like all students will find some sort of activity or interest that they want to pursue while they are on campus. We have about 130 clubs and organizations, everything from varsity club and intramural sports to many theater productions and musical organizations. We have everything from the beekeeping club to Youth Sustain, our sustainability efforts on campus, to the student government, the newspaper, the yearbook, the robotics club. We have the IEEE club. We have women in engineering organizations. We have the biology club, the pre-health society, the chemistry program, the physics club. I mentioned the robotics. So lots of things that, again, will allow you to apply what you're learning in the classroom elsewhere. We have an SAE Baja team. We have a rocket team. We have an SAE Aero team. So again, lots of ways to get involved. We have 26 varsity sports, Division I men's and women's ice hockey, a little old Union school of 2,200 students won the national championship in Division I men's ice hockey 6 years ago. We beat the University of Minnesota in the finals. So they have more students than we have living alumni. So it was a great feat. Most of the other sports are on the Division III level. We also have a number of club sports and certainly intramural sports being offered. The unique program at Union, and this is really what is very inclusive of our campus, are the 7 Minerva Houses that we offer. These Minerva Houses bring a number of different events and programs to the campus community. Why I say it's inclusive is because every incoming first-year student is assigned to one of the 7 Minerva Houses. So everyone belongs, and everyone has the opportunity to serve on the House Council or make recommendations to the House Council of an event or program that you would like to see the Minerva House do. The Minerva Houses will have a broad range of activities. So some may be more academic based. Sometimes they invite professors to come in and talk a little about the research that they're doing. Last fall, during the presidential election, one of the houses had a number of presidential debate viewing programs. So they would watch the debate and then have discussion as the debate was going on, and after the debate and discussion of what was said and what wasn't said. It might be cultural events that you'll be going to at the Minerva House. So there are a number of language tables, for instance. So if you have an interest or you are fluent in a language and you just want to hone your skills or keep your skills up, great way to go and talk for about an hour and a half with native speakers, but also people learning the language. So that's another wonderful experience. Some of the programs are social experiences. So just recently, each of the 7 Minerva Houses had a different restaurant from the Schenectady area come and give out samples. And so people could be introduced to some of the cuisines that are available within a 10-minute walk of campus. So Minerva Houses, just as I said, have added to the breadth of campus. You do not live in your Minerva House in your first year, although 90% or more of our students live in college housing all 4 years. The Minerva Houses does have a physical house, each of them, and you as a member of the house will be able to use the first floor, which includes a full-size kitchen, a living space, some study space. Some of them have, a game like a pool table or a ping pong table. Most of them have massage chairs. Pianos, all of them have. So this is a place where you can just go hang out if you would like. It does become one of the living options after your first year, as do theme houses, as do on-campus apartments, as do our fraternity program. So we do have a Greek program at Union, but you do not go through that recruitment process until your sophomore year. So we're just beginning that process. There are lots of community service opportunities in the local area. As I said, Schenectady is a small city, and we are about a 10-minute walk into downtown. This Saturday actually is one of our big community service days where we'll have 300 to 400 students, faculty, and staff working on a variety of community service projects in the local area. Including helping with the Alzheimer's walk in town, to cleaning up down by the river, to working at the regional food bank. So lots of opportunities to get involved with the local area. I do want to just say a couple things, a little about the admissions process, and then I'm going to highlight one of our students. So in the admissions process, we are a test optional school. We have been test optional for about 14 years. So while lots of schools jumped on that bandwagon last year, we did not have to change our application process or review process at all. When you're applying to Union, you are applying to the college. You are not applying into a specific academic program unless you are looking at our leadership in medicine program, that accelerated med program, or we do have an accelerated law program. On the application, you will be asked for a proposed major, but you can do whatever you want when you get onto campus. So if you're someone who is possibly thinking engineering, you might want to start in the engineering program. But if you decide that, it's physics that I would like to major in, or biochemistry, then you can make that switch and you just declare your major a little differently. We accept both the common application and the coalition application. We do not have a supplemental essay to our application. And so we really encourage students to have interviews, and all of our interviews this year are virtual. So it makes it very easy to do. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. And we will be interviewing all the way through until the end of January. And this is for seniors this year. If you are below senior year listening in on this, we will start interviewing juniors on May 1st. So juniors leading into their senior year can start interviewing. The other thing that I want to talk briefly about is just the 3 different application plans that we offer. We do have early decision 1 and early decision 2. And as many of you know, early decision is that binding program. So if you apply early decision and are admitted, then we will expect that you will be coming into union that following fall. We also offer early action, which allows you to apply by November 1st. You will hear by the end of December, but you have not made a commitment to us. So you have until the springtime to make that decision. And then obviously we have a regular decision deadline as well. With financial aid, we're really proud that we meet 100% of the demonstrated financial need of all students who are admitted to union. So students will get a combination of grant, loan, and work study in their financial aid package. We also offer merit scholarships, and any student who applies for admission is considered for a merit award. And so these merit awards this year range from $15,000 to $25,000, and you will have that all 4 years if you get that as an incoming first-year student. The other financial aid plan that we have is something that we created just a couple of years ago called the Making You Possible grants. And these are focused on families who are middle to upper middle income. So typically families making between $100,000 and $250,000. So these are families that might miss out on very much need-based financial aid, or maybe not qualify for any need-based financial aid. But we know that these families certainly have a tough time paying tuitions for private schools. And so we will be providing those students, if they qualify, for typically $20,000 or maybe even $30,000 of grant money. So helping you to pay those things. So in conclusion, I just wanted to highlight one of our students that I'll just talk to you about, which is Jenny. And she kind of epitomizes that union student. He was a mechanical engineering major with minors in math and German. She spent 2 study abroad programs in Germany, both a full-term program and then a mini-term program. She was on the women's swim team. She was president of the German club, and she was very active in her Minerva house. She did research a couple different times. She did some 3D printing with metal. And then also her senior research project was looking at different energy sources and better ways to capture the energy in things like solar panels. He is now in a PhD program, a doctoral program at UCSD, University of California at San Diego. But I just wanted to highlight her just because, as I said, he kind of brings together everything that union does for its students and kind of shows you the breadth of what students will get involved with. What I would encourage you to do is take advantage of some of our virtual experiences. We have virtual information sessions each Monday night and some virtual open houses once a month. We are also welcoming students to campus now. So we have Monday through Friday information sessions and some Saturdays in the fall. We also have on campus in-person open houses coming up. So please feel free to look at union.edu or admissions@union.edu to find out all the different ways that you can learn a little more about union. So I will stop my comments there. I will stop my sharing of my screen, and please know that we are very happy in the admissions office to always answer answer any questions that you have, and we look forward to maybe having you on campus in the coming months. Thanks so much.
Well, thanks so much, y'all, for joining us. Just a couple quick things. When you close this window, there will be a link to a quick 5-minute survey. And so we would appreciate any feedback you have, not only about this session, but any others that you attended tonight. We encourage you to check back the schedule for more sessions because there are so many great universities that have joined us tonight. And then you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other recordings at strivescan.com/cachet. Thank you all so much and enjoy the rest of your night.